Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Advancement Center. Welcome to the world of magic and miracles. It's always amazing to be here. As we descend further into living our lives through the reality of the larger us, the reality that is not just in this physical dimension. We're feeling all kinds of feelings that we've never felt before in this incarnation, at least. Things that you focus on are completely changing, which leaves you very little time or space to focus on the things that used to hold your attention. Maybe those things are fear and worry, things you have to do, things you should do, but they're just falling into nothing. Even as I have a job to go to every day, it's riding in the background. And all things that are associated with it ride right in the background with it. But what's strongly in the foreground is this revealing of my true existence, of the true reality that sits behind this one physical dimension. And things are just pouring in. It's incredible to experience a way of life dissolving, yet not intentionally trying to dissolve it. I can't express how grand the feeling is because it's inexpressible. To try to look back or look in any direction and see how this is all happening. And as always, it's happening for each of us at our own perfect timing. I can feel my full being coming closer to this physical world. It's so powerful that even though it's me, I can't fathom the enormity of that being, but I can feel him. And it is the same for each one of you. But the fact that I can feel it is confirmation for what is happening to each one as they are ready. It could even be your twin or both. The translation of his communication to me is simple. What you thought you were is true. What you couldn't believe you are is true. And what others have told you that you are is true. Now feel that immense you connected to your Creator as you listen to these words that I deliver. Leadership. This moment has been set aside in the heavens long before you ever arrived. You didn't arrive here by accident. You've been chosen specifically, intentionally, and divinely for this time. Maybe you don't feel ready. Maybe your past has whispered lies about who you are, but you were not chosen because you are perfect. You were chosen because you carry something the world desperately needs. All this time, life has been shaping you quietly, sometimes painfully in isolation. It wasn't a punishment, it was preparation. While others were being seen, you were being sculpted. While others rushed ahead, you were told to wait. That delay was divine because what's inside you requires depth. It requires strength. It requires silence before the sound. And now the silence has ended. There is something powerful about timing. You may have felt overlooked, but the Creator and all your friends who support you from the other side have never missed one moment of your journey. Everything that was hidden is about to be revealed. Everything you questioned is about to make sense. This is why you continue to move forward. This is why you chose to follow your spirit to where you are right now. You weren't meant to break. You were meant to rise. And now you're here, not as a victim of your past, but as a vessel of purpose. This is the moment you've been waiting for. The world needs your leadership more than ever. So stand tall with divine confidence. You were chosen, you were sent, and now it's time. Look back for a moment and see the journey that you have been on. You were being refined, not rejected. And though it may have felt like life was falling apart, what was really happening was a breaking open so something greater could rise from within. Those moments along your journey will build in your character, shaping your endurance and burning away everything that couldn't go with you into your next level. There's a reason you didn't get what you wanted when you wanted it. You weren't being denied, you were being developed. You had to lose certain people to find your true alignment. You had to walk alone so you could hear the voice of your Creator without interference. You had to face resistance so your knowing could stretch beyond the shallow. And now you're stronger, wiser, quieter, but more certain. You carry something now that can't be taught in comfort. It had to be earned in the fire. All this time you were being prepared for something that only a few were called to carry. Now the preparation is complete and you can walk forward with clarity, knowing that this has become the foundation that will carry your purpose. There comes a moment when what was hidden must be revealed, not just to the world, but to you. For you walked with many questions that have laid heavy on your heart. Why was I set apart? Why did I feel different? Why did certain doors close when others were wide open for everyone else? Now the answers begin to surface because when the appointed time comes, the truth can no longer stay buried. The fog begins to lift and you start to see clearly what your spirit has always known. You were never meant to blend in. You were marked, called, and set aside for something beyond the surface of this world. That's why the usual paths didn't work for you. That's why you couldn't force yourself to follow the crowd. Your being carried the truth that didn't match the lies of the system. And for so long, you may have questioned your value, not realizing that the very things that made you feel misplaced were signs of your mission. But now the veil is torn. The illusions are breaking. The truth about who you are and what you have been sent to do is rising to the surface. The world tried to convince you that you were too much or not enough. But now the revelation comes. You are exactly who you were created to be, and the parts of you that were misunderstood before are the same parts that will lead others in their awakening. This is the hour of your unveiling, of stepping into your true identity. What was once concealed is now being declared. So open your eyes, steady your heart, and trust what's being shown to you. Because once the truth has been revealed, you can never go back to sleep. There is a moment in every journey when your creator and all the universe says, now. Not when you feel most ready, not when everything looks perfect on the outside, but when your spirit has endured, matured, and aligned with the weight of your mission. That moment is here. Your spiritual promotion has been authorized, not by men, not by titles or applause, but by the unseen realm that has been watching your courage and growth in silence. You didn't chase validation. You chose leadership. You didn't take shortcuts. You stayed on the narrow path. And though it may have appeared to cost you relationships, material success, and even likes on your social media, the truth is that you were being elevated to a place where eyes could not see. And now that season is complete. The shift has happened in the spirit world, and soon it will manifest in the physical. The authority you carry, the peace you walk in, the clarity you speak with will no longer be ignored. You are no longer operating from survival. You are moving in divine strategy. The people, the resources, the open doors, they're not accidents. Their missions are aligning with yours. You've moved from waiting to walking, from hoping to knowing, and you don't need to explain yourself anymore. The fruit will speak for itself. The light will expose what's real. Walk forward not as someone hoping to be chosen, but as someone already commissioned by something far greater. Because once the universe authorizes your next level, no one on earth can block it. Now that the call has been made clear and the promotion has been given, there is no space left for hesitation. You must step into full leadership, not partial, not conditional, but complete. This is not the time to second guess yourself or to wait for another confirmation. You've already heard it. You've already seen the signs. You've already felt the stirring in your spirit. Leadership is no longer optional. It's essential. And understand this, leadership is not just about action. It's about courage. It's choosing to move when it's uncomfortable. It's speaking when your voice shakes. It's trusting when the outcome is invisible. It's waking up each day with a quiet resolve that you will walk the path even when no one claps for you, even when no one understands, because you're not following the crowd. You're following a higher instruction. You must surrender to lead. Full leadership means you trust the steps, even when the staircase hasn't been revealed. It means doing what's right, even when it's not popular. It means sacrificing comfort in exchange for purpose. And yes, leadership will cost you. It may cost you friendships, habits, old identities, and the illusion of control. But what you gain in return is divine clarity, peace that passes all understanding, and a life of meaning that can't be bought or faked. You were chosen to carry the light into the darkness, and light doesn't ask permission to shine. So this is the moment you stop delaying, stop shrinking, and stop negotiating with your calling. You've heard enough. You've waited long enough. It's time to move. What's happening right now isn't just personal, it's global. You can feel it. Something is shifting in the atmosphere. All systems are crumbling, illusions are being exposed. People everywhere are waking up, questioning what they once accepted, reaching for something deeper, something real. This is more than a season. It's a spiritual awakening, and you're not watching it happen from the outside. You're a part of it. You are a key piece in this divine movement. You didn't come into this world randomly. You were sent here at this exact time for a purpose larger than yourself. You've been led to this moment not just to escape the darkness, but to confront it with truth, love, and authority. The journey you've walked, the pain you've survived, the wisdom you've gained, it wasn't just for your healing. It was to equip you to help others. Your life is a blueprint, a light, a signal to those still trapped in confusion. And you're not alone. All around the world, others like you are rising, quiet ones, misunderstood ones, hidden ones, people who've been refined in silence and now stepping out to lead with clarity and power. This is the rise of the called, the chosen, the awakened. It's no longer about titles or platforms. It's about impact. It's about leadership. It's about knowing who you are and why you were sent. This is the divine orchestration, and it's now your turn to lead. When you speak, it carries weight. When you move, it shifts atmospheres. When you walk in truth, others find the courage to rise as well. That's how awakening spreads, not through force, but through courage and a love that is not from here. So don't underestimate your presence. Don't downplay your voice. You are not small. You are not late. You are not disqualified. You are right on time. And your yes right now may be the very part that sets generations free. Everything that you need to support your leadership is waiting right outside your door. It has been prepared by the masters and the angels for this very moment. There is nothing for you to do. For once you pull out that sword known as Excalibur from the rock, thereby acknowledging your acceptance of your leadership, all power will enter your being and you will lead humanity into the light. Know that you are not alone. You were never alone. And know also that this is what you were made for. Do not doubt and do not be afraid. Simply raise the sword called Excalibur into the sky and say, let's go. For you now have all power in heaven, on earth to do all that you were chosen to do. Cheers to you all, great leaders of the advancement of humanity. I raise my sword to you in great honor and respect and stand tall by your side as together, through our individual leadership, we will most definitely change the world. It's just simply an honor to sit here and share my world and share my life and share my witness of a life that is always perfect, always full of perfect health, and always filled with magic. And I, along with the me that's coming into my world, will lead the awareness of this world into the physical plane. Thank you for listening, and thank you for joining me. I am David.